started this company because when we helped finance Sonoma Clean Power, what we noticed was that Marin Clean Energy is right here, and they share a border, and here's Sonoma Clean Power. And yet they had redundant everything. So they each had to come up with the $3 million in startup costs, $2 or $3 million, plus the amount of money that it takes to collateralize buying that much energy, which is a whole lot of money. And they both had attorneys that did the same thing. And they both had, and so we started to look at that and we get, okay, for big populations like that, that is absolutely, they can do that. They can afford to spend that amount of money and have those redundancies. But why not create a company that has that expertise built into it, where we can then go out to each of these communities that are smaller, that probably wouldn't have a chance of doing this unless they banded together with a bunch of other cities. But then, of course, you're giving up and sharing control, and you're giving up and sharing that profit. So what we did is we said, hey, let's get this expertise together under one roof, and we can go to these cities and we can say, hey, we can do this for you. We can create this program. Once it's up and running, it's a very profitable thing. But the barrier to entry is very, very high because the cost is very, very high. And so that barrier is oftentimes insurmountable.
And the cost of expertise.
And the cost of that expertise that we're building. And so for us, it's economy of scale. It makes sense to get a lot of these going. And that's how, for us, we make money. That's how it makes sense for us. And for the cities' jurisdictions, it makes a lot of sense because that money comes back in and they don't have to, they're not sharing, they're not redundant on their services like Sonoma and Marin. And all the cities in Sonoma and Marin are, of course, sorry, keep going, they're all sharing too. So it's not one of them. Sonoma County, Sonoma Clean Power, for instance, has a huge board, and each of them essentially has a city representative. So they all have to decide how they want to share this revenues, this funds. And so that's a difficult thing to do. If we can go to each one, keep that control over it.